Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? So, obviously, y'all see the setup is a little bit different. I'm actually on holiday. We're actually supposed to be off, and we're going to be off until the 8th of January. So, first of all, I want to wish you guys, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Wishing you guys a fantastic New Year's. We're just off right now. So, this is kind of like an impromptu video. I actually just got back from spending time with my family, and I opened up my Instagram. One of our viewers sends us a message linking us to, a back and forth between Patrick Bet-David of Valuetainment, who I'm sure a good of you guys know. If you don't know, check out Patrick Bet-David, pretty big deal. So anyway, she sends me this this back and forth that he's having with a former NBA coach, George Karl, right? Head coach of the Nuggets. I think he coached the Sonics, if I'm not mistaken, but he coached in the league for quite some time. And it was basically alluding to a show we had recently produced on our channel, and the title of that show was called Horrific News Comes Out About the NBA Christmas Day Ratings After Big Push Against the NFL. And essentially that show was talking about how the NFL was totally dominating the NBA and NBA ratings, right, on Christmas Day. As you guys know, historically, the NBA usually dominates Christmas Day. That's when they have some of their biggest games. But over the last 2 years, the NFL decided that they were going to dabble in, putting games on those days. And what essentially happened was they actually brought in 5 times the amount of viewers on Christmas Day than the NBA. As a matter of fact, one NFL game during the Christmas Day schedule brought in more views than all the NBA games that were slated on Christmas combined. So what happens? I'm like, we produced a show about it. So she sends me this post from Instagram from Patrick David's page of Valuetainment, and I'm confused, right? And then essentially I had to do some quick background work, some legwork. So what happened was Patrick David posted this on his Twitter, and I want to read what he wrote. He posted this. When did he post this? On December 27th. And he says, numbers don't lie. The current NBA regular season product absolutely sucks. NFL gets more views in one game than the NBA gets in 5 games combined. That's embarrassing. So what happens? George Karl, he goes on his Twitter to now respond to Patrick Bet-David with the following tweet. He says, here's a couple of other stats for you, by the way. As an MLB owner, your product sucks worse than any other major sport. As you guys know, or some of you may not know, Patrick Bet-David is an owner of the New York Yankees. He said this on his channel. He says 450 million people play basketball around the world, and that is a number, and that number is skyrocketing, while 5 million play American football, and that number is plummeting. Numbers don't lie. So if you know anything about Patrick Bet-David, you would know that he was going to put out a well-thought-out response to what George Karl said. So if you go to his website, Valuetainment, there's an article that they published about 3 days ago or so, and it's a 7-minute read, and it has the following headline. It says, numbers don't lie. Patrick Bet-David explains why the NFL is beating the NBA. And then I want to get into some of what they said. It says, NFL and NBA viewership numbers for Christmas Day, as I said before, Raiders Chiefs brought in 29 million viewers. Bucks Knicks brought in 2.5 million. Warriors Nuggets brought in 4.1 million viewers. Giants Eagles brought in 29 million. Ravens 49ers brought in 27 million viewers. Celtics brought in 5 million. Heat 76ers brought in 1.3 million, and Mavericks brought in 1.5 million. The article then continues on to saying, one NFL game got 2 times the viewers of 5 NBA games. That's embarrassing to say the least. Now, the counter argument will be that the NBA is more popular worldwide than the NFL. That's probably true because of Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Kobe Bryant, and others, and what others did to help that. The NFL is now playing internationally, and the new fans love it. But the truth is the NFL has work to do internationally, which I agree with. But here's the bigger issue. This is what Patrick Bet-David says. The NBA has lost 50% of its viewers in the last decade in the country the game was founded in. It's quite pathetic to go to other countries to convince advertisers that it's worth more to pay to be sponsors. I understand sales, but American companies will be asking for real data when advertising. And as a possible sponsor, I want you to know how many eyeballs you're getting in America, not China. Let's compare the NFL to the NBA's total viewerships per game in 2022. The NFL's average viewership numbers are 21.9 million viewers to 4.3 million. If you continue with math, the NBA plays 82 regular season games. 82 times 4.3 is 352.6 total million views, which is incredible when you think about it. That's incredible. The NFL only plays 17 games. So 17 times 21.9 million is 372.3 total views. This means that the NFL gets more eyeballs in 17 games than the NBA does in 82 games. That's like a basketball player taking 17 shots and scoring more points than an opponent who took 82 shots. Okay. You get the basic gist of what Patrick Bet-David is saying. Here are my thoughts on this. First of all, what I like about Patrick Bet-David is the following. I like the fact that he's one of these people that is not afraid to take a particular opinion, and he doesn't care if it's popular or not. He believes what he believes. And I think that we need more people like that in media and in the public sphere anyway, because I feel like there are a lot of people out there that work for special interest groups that are just saying things because they want to pander or saying things to remain in the good graces of other people. And I like the fact that he says what he believes. I don't 100% agree with everything that he says, obviously, but I love the fact that he's not backing down and he's willing to take the position that he's taken. Here are my thoughts on this entire back and forth. First of all, the NBA has a problem. Forget about the number that George Karl is talking about. The NBA has a problem. He's talking about people that are playing the sport and playing the sport internationally and all of this stuff. But if you look at the trend over the last 30 years, viewership numbers have been going down. If you look at the trend of this year's Christmas Day games to last year's Christmas Day games, viewership dipped. So for you to be talking about more people are playing the sport is irrelevant, because people playing the sport versus people watching the sport, and that's how you generate your revenue, is two totally different things. Number one. Number two, to suggest that the NBA is a great product overall is laughable. Even current head coach of the Denver Nuggets, Michael Malone, said last year's All-Star game was the worst All-Star game he has ever witnessed in his life, because the players simply didn't care to put forth an effort. This current NBA, you don't have stars even thinking about participating in the slam dunk contest, which is a travesty. Because if you think about all of the big names that have done it historically, Michael Jordan, Dominic Wilkins, Spud Webb, Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, and so many others, there's no real excuse for these guys, who those guys paved the way for, to just basically feel like they're above it all. That's a problem. Another thing that we're noticing is that the situation has gotten so bad that Commissioner Adam Silvers has actually had to put in various mechanisms to incentivize players to even give a damn. Most people are trying to figure out what's wrong with the Lakers, with the state of affairs of the Lakers. What happened to them? Why were they playing so well in the play-in tournament? Why aren't they playing well so now? They're playing well now. Here's what I think. I think one of the reasons we saw the Lakers play well is because there was a financial incentive. In the NBA, they generally have contracts that are guaranteed to them. In the play-in tournament, though, that money was not guaranteed, so they had something to play for. As sad as it seems to have people worth 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 million, 100, 200, 300 million dollars getting revved up to go earn $500,000, that's where we are. And to say that the NBA is in a great place, it means that you're not listening to all of your customers. Because yes, maybe some people love it, but there's some people that hate it. There's some people that hate the fact that the game is just about offense, that they don't play defense, that players don't play hard anymore, that the referees have totally hijacked the game. Did you listen to what recent head coach Steve Kerr said? So to me, I think Patrick Bet-David brings up a good point. Obviously, he's not a fan of LeBron. That's one of the reasons he left him out when he was talking about people that grew the game. But the fact of the matter is this. In my personal view, I think he brings up some good points, but the NBA does have a problem. And the person that was supposed to take the league to the next level has not been able to, and that person was LeBron. The fact of the matter is Michael Jordan made more people care about basketball than any other basketball player in the history of the sport. That's a fact. That is a fact. But it's good to see Patrick Bet-David getting into the getting into the sports space and giving his view. The fact of the matter is he's a fan. You know, he patronizes the sport. He's interviewed Kobe Bryant. He's interviewed Magic Johnson. He's a fan of basketball, and I think that he has the right to have an opinion as a customer. And George Karl has the right to push back or defend his league or whatever the case may be. Now, talking about him as, the MLB and all of that, those are relevant pieces of information because it doesn't negate the point that he's trying to make. So I suggest you guys go take a read of this article on Valuetainment. It's called Numbers Don't Lie. Patrick Bet-David explains why the NFL is beating the NBA. I think it's a great read. Once again, wishing you guys a fantastic Happy New Year's. We're going to see you guys on the 8th. Don't expect to see us tomorrow, but God bless, and you guys have a great one and enjoy. Peace.